eri abaana eri famire ye oli mwana wa kumeka?
Se mwana wa kubiri na mkulu ansooka ate babiri bali mabega. Kati kasita oyogera ku tata yava ku family nene nnyo. Manyiz families Africa zibera nene bakyala bangi abaana bangi, so yavudde ku family nene nate yavudde from very humble beginnings. Yes, very, very humble beginnings. And so kati kasta semtuna kati ku yavudde are very, very humble. Ate abera very simple. But abadde asoma nnyo bitabu nnyo asoma kusoma bitabu.
Yali musomi wa bitabu.
Bitabu 3 ku lunaku lumu. Asoma kino n'aleka, nasoma kino n'aleka. Yes. Ate
kozesanga ekyo yagalanga nnyo okumanya.
Yes. Asoma nnyo. Ebitabu kusanga kusenge buli wogenda.
Kitegeze waka wabeeranga w'ebitabu.
Yes. Asoma nnyo.
Abagamba ko n'asoma.
Kati omanyi kasita olaba kantu nawe mpola no beera kitunda n'okikola. Yes. So so banzala wano Mulago. Yes, I was born in Mulago.
Okay.
Ne tubeerawo kati awo ne coup ya 1971 nejja kati awo ne tudduka ne tugenda twaduka ne tugenda Kenya ate ne batuzaayo wano. Yes, ate ebyo byansi tudduka ne tutayo ne tuvaayo ne tugenda Tanzania. Yes.
Ninga temunaba ezo n'engendo za tugenda kubanga tuzoogerako kubanga naye waliko ng'omwana omuto amidst all the chaos and all
the turmoil.
Yes. Okay. Naye nga taata mwatuulanga kaawo n'ayogerako nammwe n'abanyumizaako ku bintu ebimu, engeri ye gye yayisangamu yali ng'etya?
Kizibu kimu kasita otuuka ku obeera mulembeze wansi ofuna responsibilities nyingi nnyo. Kati awo biseera bibeera bitono. Kati nga mwana tomulaba ngeri w'oyagala asobola kujja late n'avaayo makya owasinga ku meetings. Yes. Abantu bangi nnyo beetaaga wabeere ku so nga mwana kati opportunities zibeera ntono zokulaba taata ne kutuula nabo anti abeera ali busy nnyo.
Okay, tusoke kale tudde ku maama. Yes.
Mama yabaddewo. Yes, mama abaddewo all through. Ku awo tubadde tukula abadde omukyala waka kati yabaddewo ku byonna. Yes, mama abaddewo yabadde pila akuuma maka. Awo mama yabaddewo ku byonna.
Okay, yalinga akola ki mama?
Abadde mukyala waika, housewife.
Just
yes, alabira abaana. Yes, so she was very present, which is very important.
Of course.
Yabaddewo netukula naye nayabonabona naffe. Yes.
Okay. Ewaka taata oyo nga kangeza agenze mu conferences agenze ng'omukulembeze bw'anaabiranga alina ebintu ebyokukola. Mwenga abaana bwe mwasigalangawo okutambuza obulamu awaawo, you know, like at some point balina okuba disciplininga, mulina okusoma, mulina okukola buli kimu.
Abadde strict. Manyi kiboko. Kasita toli mu kubo ofuna kiboko. Ali strict. Abadde ina discipline. Yes, taata abeerawo okwata kubo discipline kasita ovaayo kibuko
ngituweeyo ekyokulabirako kimu kyojjukira maybe wakolako ekintu oba muganda wo naye n'agamba temujja kwonooneka kubanga muli baana ba president.
Omanyi kubeera ku yavudde naye simple so naffe twakula bwatyo very normal very simple tolina totambula oli mukulu oli bwana wani but bino bya bulijjo olekana oba tokoze homework bulungi oba mpisa sinungi ojja musanga musinkana ojja kusinkana yes mubere orderly mubere disciplined mutambule in a befitting manner. Yes.
Ate muto Jimmy.
Yes.
Engena
Obote.
Ye ebyewakaawo.
Yes.
Mwalinga mbitambuza mutya.
Ayabaddewo anti ye alimabega wange kati yanjawo okubeere zeni omukulu zembera makati yenda ajja kati alimabega wange naye abaddewo engera ye abeera very quiet. Tali omuntu ayogera nnyo is very simple not very quiet. Yes.
Okay. Activities chize mwakolanga ewaka okugamba to pass time to enjoy yourselves, you know, that during that time mwalingako byemukola.
It depends.
And family events, where is it here?
You see, family affair is kubingi, so there's enough phases at different times and of course different ages and of course opportunities ofuna. So activities nga mpira twazanya nnyo mpira. Yes, twakola mpira ate Tanzania netufuna wachita chi skateboards, basketball, swimming.
Nice.
Gaibyo in Tanzania njukire ate netukomono we were in Namasagali College yao Busoga na twasomako so different places at different ages different activities.
Ewaka katutunulira obulamu nga tanafuuka mukulembeze yali ngasomera mawanga ag'enjawulo and all that mwalinga ku kyalo
kati simanyi history anti kizibu abange tebamanyi history. Obote yabeera prime minister 1962. Yes, fe twamusanga mulembezi. There was no time that and then netugenda Tanzania. He was a guest of the state of Tanzania. Kati baba de bamukuma nga president or former president. Netuvao netudayo wano 1980. Netubera an election. Nabera off until 1985. Netuvao ne agenda Zambia also as a guest of the nation of Uganda, of which we are very grateful to Tanzania and to Zambia for hosting us and for keeping us. We're grateful.
Walinganga wembeera eyentiisa kangeze abantu baziwaka you know somehow banga banoonya taata wamwe ng'abaana ne mama wamwe akaseera ako kaali kazibu kaali
kati nakutegeeza twavaayo wano 71 awo kuleeberawo twadduka Kenya ate netutuuka Kenya ne batuzaayo wano
awo mukudda wetugenda okutandika
sikudda batuzaayo they deported us back here. Netugenda netubeera netusinkana ne Idi Amin general.
So ketumbulemu. Okay, kale katumulemu katono nnyo bw'oba ng'olina ekintu kyonna ekyoyagala okubuuza oba kyewandyetaaze kyofindize in interest osobola okukiyisa ku 0781277701 kale katumulemu katono nnyo tovaawo. Okay. Webale kubanga okyekumidde abantu bali tumuddemu katono nnyo kati engeri gye tukomyewo Bishop tubadde tukomyewo alinga the first koyo tujogereko in detail move one of forceful. I don't know what happened here. Events ezo tusaba ozituyisizeemu like Obuna-Uganda ategeere nga bwe kyali okutuuka we mugende Nairobi ate ne baba forcing okudda ne baba deporting okukomawo ene Uganda. Tata abadde taliyo abadde against Singapore for the Commonwealth meeting. Tubadde wano ne mama ku nebeerawo but fe tubadde twagenze twadduka. We managed to have left Uganda ne tugenda Kenya. Omuntu kati ayagala okusiiga ekifaananyi ekirungi
kati tubadde ne anti waffe natuteeka ku bus natukweka
ye abagamba ki mu kugenda
anti tomanyi oli muto tubadde bato kati nosanga kati tobitegeera we quiet winge mu bus you don't know what is going on kati twavaayo ne tugenda ne tuka Kenya. Ate mbadde muto, so some details I can miss. But chenjukira they never to kwata Kenya, never to zayo Malaba, never to Malaba, never to later one. I think it was Naguru. Ne to genda command post osinkana ne Idi Amin. Kati ao tobitegera bulungi but otuna mama yo mama o nomlaba batiti bukenke is it fear, is it trauma kati tobitegera bulungi kati ngamto ezo nchuka obviously si changu but we thank God twavayo. And of course, we ended up in Tanzania on a tutandika exile. Exile, Rware Rori Wano, and Chatulio. Biolina, Biomanyi, Biokola, Bikwa. No Tanakabupia. It almost 10 years. Yes, it affects the mind, it affects the heart, it affects the body.
Ebyakyuka emikwano mugirese
byonna n'ebitono n'ebikulu byonna. Yes, it's very traumatic. Yes,
taata bwakitegeera ku family
anti kati ye talina buyinza tamanyi kyakola ali Singapore n'avaayo n'ajja Kenya ne bamusibirawo nga nnaku 3 banya. Yes, he couldn't move tasobola okutambula tasobola kukola kyonna. Yes, but chilungi yavaayo n'agenda Tanzania naffe ne tusinkana eyo. Yes.
Okay, okutambuza obulamu awo tugere kwegya emyaka 10 ewo okutambuza obulamu osooka otuyisizeemuko engeri gye kyakalubamu engeri gye kyayanguwamuko given the fact that kati mwali mufunye bwe mubeera.
Yes. Damu
Ngoke mwali mfunye Obudam by then Tanzania.
Yes.
So ko tuyisizeemuko life events awo ku myaka 10
anti utandika bupya byonna in a new place, new language. Kati we speak Swahili wafe tuyogera Swahili nekati nosanga ne mama soba kwekere ne Swahili. Swahili kati nevera kati the language that we speak, so we speak Swahili very fluently. Kunsanga ne my brothers kastatu tudewano tuja kwegera mu Swahili. Yes, so Swahili becomes now a second language. And of course ne culture ne tradition yaba Tanzania nafe netuiga netubera ngaba Tanzania ate awo kati tuvode tuvudde awo kasito wambuza ovawa nze nkugamba nze ni Tanzania kati nakula hiyo kati ya Tanzania. Yes, kasita wansanga unakwezo unombuza kuovawa kugamba vute Tanzania. Tanzania wafe. Tanzania kati tupate bato ku 71. Yes.
Ate okusoma masomera yoko.
Twasoma eyo. We started in Tanzania.
Transitioning okuva eno mu classes mwalimu
anti vijana enchuka. Yes, it is it's not a choice. Uchisanga holio, you pick it up from there.
Okay.
So and then of course olaba mtu abadde on the mountain tops, then you find yourself in the valley. It's a mind, it's that fluctuation of life, taking turns, sharp turns, deliberate turns, not expecting. Cutting go to the one, you have a life plan. Stella, I'm preparing to do this. How you're going to live. No jisanga kati toli wano. Yes, with nothing. Toli na ne kantu kamu. Start from
complete
there. Complete U-turn. And so that we've seen it, and we've seen it more than once. Yeah, we have seen life in all its forms, whether it is physical, whether it's mental, or emotional, whichever way.
Okay. Tuwe yoko ku events zojukira. Mweje myaka 10 tosobola kujjukira yoko emubiri basatu byojjukira kugamba nga bwe mwatambuza ng'obulamu e Tanzania awo.
Tanzania amanyi tubadde abangi tuvudde eno refugees kati netubeera omu. Kati awo musinkana muzanya mpira musinkana nemu jukira eka. Bible says they used to sing their songs ojukira muvuddewa katibuliwa. So Tanzania kati osinkana abantu in the same condition. They are now babaloza baja kudayo di abalala basazeo kati that is it. Tanzania kati is our home tujakubeera eno.
Tebaba sosola muwadde nti kubanga mwena muli abasinga muli ba refugees mu settlements there, but yes, of course okusosola kuva mbenansa by then.
Tanzania was rather good. Yes, but exile yokubiri ago.
No. Kali okudda okay naye onokutambuza obulamu so events ezalinga uko literally.
What do you mean
like those memories or experiences that you went through that you would like to share with us?
Some memories are bitter. Some memories are painful. And some memories are better buried. Don't give it life.
Okay. How about the happy moments?
So that's why I'm now saying that I choose to look at life positively. Batukuma, tulna Obulamu, we survived, we lived. We were able to make good of a bad situation.
Okay, to get up exile.
Yes. Yeah. So the happy moments, family was together. Tubade wamu, tusula wamu, tulia wamu. You see the phases, but they were when we were separated. Like now, in the Maso, it reached time like by the time my father died, I had not seen him for many years. Yes, and I was in another part of the world. My other brother was another part of the world. My mother another part of the world. You know, that separation when you go. Kati nga wano abantu bawasa. Wagamba, Stella got married, and those things pass.
Yeah.
Of Somani ani afude, wazika. No, Gamba, these are your cousins, these are your relatives, these are Tobamani. Yeah. So you have chapters, Zivudeo, separated. And then you have chapters in other countries. And then also, because you have not stayed there permanently, Tobadeo is Kunsiezo, now no Vudeo. So it's both ways. Yeah. So it's a, and then the identity, no, Kastawa Badem Lembezi, or Mwana Lembezi, Omanye and Fudu. Swahili Bamwita Kobe.
Kobe.
Kastawa Genda Lango Bamwita Opuk. Kasto genda Obingereza bamwita tortoise. Baganda bamwita mfudu. Mfudu tavayo ku nyumba ye. Wagenda abera ku nyumba ye. Onako omusanga mfudu yavuddewo afudde. So if you're born in a family of a chief or a king or a leader or a president, you walk with that shell.
You do?
Yes. Tosoba jivayo. You can't remove it. So there are many things that have been to being ojagenda. But so they can receive you or never kugana kuecho. Yes, Chibera, a permanent account it is permanent in your life. Yeah, just like the shell of a tortoise. Yes, you can't remove it. So if you are born in the sun as a son of a president, especially in an African country, a third world country, it is a tag on you. It's a lifetime tag. You can't remove it. You cannot come out of it. People wakutuna bwatyo tebasobola kugamba Bishop Engena Maituma yabadde wano, bagamba Bishop Ed Engena Maituma yabadde NTV omwana wa Obote. Owulidde? Tebagambye Bishop Engena Maituma ali ku NTV yazze, and we talk about the life of the bishop. They cannot separate the Bishop Engena Maituma with Milton Obote, the father and former president of Uganda. Kati bitambula wamu. And abantu bakutuna ku lenses ezo. The son of a president. So and from ngeriba tuna nsi that is how they measure. Yeah. So also bakwira ebintu bakwira bulungi bakwira bubi ebintu bala tebabitegera tebabimanyi, but you can't stop opinion. Siso wagamba how Stella Jakuntuna is Stella Jakuntuna from her window. But this is what I see. Whether it's wrong or right. So it's a permanent thing. It's like the tortoise and Fudu, Kobe, Mr. Opuk. Yes, the tortoise. Otambula, that shell, and the shell will never leave you. Yes, the rest of your life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mwalimu facing a little bit of judgment and being who you are.
Kati olaba kati you're on NTV and news. We're doing an interview. By the time the interview is over, you will hear two sides. And the press can be very hostile. People can say a lot of things, and they don't have to be true. Kati osanga ka linya ya Obote nakutesoba kuita tebachogede bamogera ne kati bulijjo kasita osoma mawulire oba oli ku TV oba ogenda mu radio linya ya Obote ojajiwulira, but ojajiwulira for good or for bad, and therefore you have to grow a thick skin. Etakisa kati obere w'amaanyi kukuma kasita sicho kisobola kutabula mutwe ne mutima anti tosobola kuddamu ate tosobola correct maybe a view or a narrative nga narrative esobola kubeera mbi nnyo ate nze mmanyi taata nze nabaddewo kyemmanyi tebayogera si bimu but so it can be very harsh. It can be very hostile. It is many times untrue. But abantu bakikiriza kati otuka don't defend because opinion and the viewpoint, politics, and the wind blows. Eniga ku Bible bagambe ku macha bagambe Yesu hallelujah. Chirone bagamba kill him, crucify him. Kati sitting as Mr. Opuk, yes, kasitaba tanika kusula mainja zede ingira kusheli yange ne musula ne bwa. So that is the life. So if your criticism chibera new and harsh judgment into untrue, completely untrue, and narratives bazichusa. Yes, agamba chino chibaddewo ate sichi tufu. Yeah, it's not true. Yes, but baddewo, I can tell you. Ate nze sitya kukiriza kasa sichirungi ngaba sichirungi. Yeah, if it is wrong I'll tell you, nkiriza. But for the interests of political opinion or gain or whatever, a narrative so again the maso that wants to push a certain thought or a certain mindset, and of course it may be pointed to my father, but I'm the son. May be pointed to my father, but we're the family. So you're scarred in the process. Yes, and things can happen, good or bad, of that basis. So the question, chobuza, judgment ebadewo, yes. Judgment ebadewo, yes. Ebera di, bulijjo.
Abantu bali bakusanze ko ne baagala okuyitawo embeera yonna oba obusungu bukuteekako olw'ebintu abantu anti kyekugamba ebintu si bituufu ate oba they are not explained in the right content, but kati omuntu tasobola okutegeera nakugwako n'obusungu oba malooza bizibu bye biri ku family yammwe kati nosanga so judgment being kyentandise ne kugamba kasita bakuzaala ku family ya mulembezi, a king, a chief, a president, believe me, for the rest of your life chibera question kati kyengamba Mr. Opuk, Kobe, Fudu, tortoise. Yes, oyingira munda. Wow.
Neutandika n'ogenda mpola. And of course time also chilungi ne obutuufu. Osobola kulimba wiki emu, wiki bbiri, but time. The truth comes out. Obutuufu ne buvaayo. N'ogamba kino sijikiriza ekyali bwekiti. Yes, so time is able to osobola kutunda n'ogamba tebibadde bituufu. Tebibadde bituufu.
Alright. Wangambyeko nti mu kutambula waliwo abaana bakwanobera nabo bava mu first families ez'enjawulo mu Africa and even beyond. Ng'oliwo ekyenjawulo ky'olabayo engeri abaana abo gye bayisaamu oba gye beeyisaamu okugeraageranyanga?
Omanyi Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, tebadde n'enkyukankyuka nga Uganda. Ku ekyo first families are well looked after, recognized, respected, and celebrated in those countries. And so Kasta, Tuna, Bobalala. They have never had a reason to run away. They have never left their countries. And the state and the nation recognizes them and celebrates them. So they are part of the social fabric. Bali Wamunga and see. So things are very different. I mean, we come from very different historical backgrounds. Yeah, so when we compare, it's that comparison, like Ngenda Tanzania, Ngenda Zambia, Ngenda Kenya, is not what is the same perhaps in Uganda. Yeah.
Okay. We shall get back to that, but to sokendo za tukenda ko second exile. Jawagambye ne yo yali nzibuzibu muko. Ne osobola just okwogera kati ninyo then tugende kukirala.
Chokusooka exile yokusooka tubadde bato. Ekyo kitegeeza ebingi tobimanyi ate tobitegera bulungi. And kwekyo you're insulated oli mwana. But 85 bonna tubadde tukuze and kati oli mukulu kati osobola kutunda ensi in the right context. Kati awo, and of course the circumstances zibadde different. Kati nganze mbadde Kenya, and I was mbadde Kenya for 20 years. Ohurira kati nyogera Luganda, nayiga kukubo ku streets. Kenya babadde Baganda babaita Kibanda boys. Babadde awo mu Kenya. Ati babaita bontyo. Kati obukwano ne kusooka bo balina very negative opinion kufe. Babadde batuvuma batuki, but kati netugenda kati bona tuli eyo gwe togenda nange sigenda n'obukwano ne gutandika. Kati awo obukwano gutandika Bastoni, Bakajubi, Sande, Bani, kati ntandika kutambula nabo awo kati natandika kuyiga Luganda. Kati olule Luganda nayiga kwabo Kibanda boys. Yes. Umanyi waffe ka togera Lungereza ne Swahili yokka. Tata yogera Lungereza ne mama yogera Lungereza. Yes. Tata valango mama va Buganda. Bombi bwegera English. Kati feba tukuza ne English. Tanzania netuiga Swahili. Kati nze Luganda uri nyogera kati Kibanda boys ku exile naigao. Anti obera na Kibanda boys tabayogera English, tabayogera Swahili, bayogera Luganda. Kati kasta toiga kizibu. Kati neiga kati olaba mpola nsoba kusaba mazi. Nsaba kubo oba tukole kino tukole kiri. Kati mu Kenya kati awo to separation age.
Okay.
Yeah, separation of 10, 15, 20 years. Kati nange nentula kati ku family no opportunities because of what is going on. Okay. Kati etuse kati so kutula ne my brothers ate tutina chimu kati we have nothing in common.
Really?
No.
What you get about?
Because we were separated for so long. Everybody on there, kuboe. Ate eda when we were in Tanzania, tubadawamu. Kati kutuka wano. That's why I'm saying a bit to be exile, a bit to be kutuka, a bit to be not trauma. Kati netula kati tetula na bukwano ngada. Time separates. Yeah. Time separates, and so the thing is important We're alive. That's number one. Yes. Everything got separated. Our children kudayo echo cha family neti abana bafe sife fe chakwa da. So it can be bitter, and struggle is real. Kati kangambe chala kastao yogredo mtu nogamba I have struggled. Nise kuvintu tebakiriza Stella gamba uri mwana wa Obote tikisoboka no gamba bansula kunyumba bwero uri mwana wa Obote bajawo luji uri mwana wa Obote salida uri mwana wa Obote sina kino tebakiriza. It's very hard kukiriza oyita ku bintu oba oyise ku bintu oba oli tebakiraba bobalaba oli mwana wa Obote. Yes.
Okay. Okulaba nti mutambudde mu mawanga ag'enjawulo ebyobuwangwa n'ennono, that is the culture, norms and traditions and everything, okyayinako akakwate oba famire ekyayinako obukwate ku ennono n'ebyobuwangwa byammwe gye muva gye babazaala?
Do we have
are you still attached to the cultural norms and practices and everything, the traditions where you come from originally, or byakyukamu given the changing trends?
That you say no.
Tumulemu katono nnyo tukomawo ne answer y'ekyo ekibuuzo. Kale tuvaamu. Kale webale nnyo tuva mu kumbulamu okwo. Tukyali ku Mwasuze Mutya tulina Bishop Engena Stanley Edward, omwana wa former President Milton Obote, gwe tuli mu kunyumya naye olunaku olwaleero bwe tuwummulidde tubadde tumbuuzizzaako ku by'ennono n'ebyobuwangwa, oba akyalina attachment nabyo, oba n'abaana be ne famire y'okutwaliza awamu. So Bishop,
kubeera refugee oba genda exile oba kutambula ku mawanga ofuna being good and bad. So when today I'm very rich now with culture, traditions of many others. Ozigata wamu no sanga opera even greater. So you can see our twatandise, you could see a multilingual. So bakiwagere bingi nnyo kutambuza kutwala kwa bahindi kukamba barabara che suche tike manjama together. That exposure makes me a global citizen. Kati my hands become longer. Gata byafe ne byabalala ne tuwe tuteka wamu. Kati nga Tanzania tosobola kumanya ku Tanzania ani Muganda ani Musoga tewali. Their culture and tradition has evolved bali ba Tanzania. Chikumu nnyo mutakugambye nze mchi va mu Tanzania.
Olabira ku kinti evolve nze nti obumu obwe bali.
Yes, their unity and their ability to see themselves as Tanzanians, not Mawanga differently. So they're going to be a Chika tradition, culture, obligata. So yes, we are there are things from Kuva Mama. There are things that come Kuva Tata, obligata wabu. In Emery, yes. On this side, I want to work Toke Nechi. On that side, I want to work Kalo Nechi. So that richness, the richness of their cultures and their traditions. Nozigata mamu. Kati netugenda maso ne ugata za ensindala ne abantu balala nozigata wamu, you become richer. Yes.
Okay. Ate abaana mutera ne mugenda kokko mu kyalo.
Yes, kati
nakwezo.
Tugezako si changu because we are still in very many different places. Tuli wamu in one place per se. And tugezako we try. It's not as good as it should be, but tugezako, yeah.
Okay.
To try and to be together in certain events and certain times. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Tubadde twogera nga tunagenda ku mpewo. Kugamba nga twogera ku from a divine, maybe from all points of view.
Yes.
Oyinza otusiigira ebifaananyi in different angles.
Yes.
Nti oba wali ozeekaawo kale ne weegomba omukwano ogw'abaganda bo. Kugamba mubeere bumu despite the fact that muli in different countries and all, nga ne mubeera bumu oba sometimes meeting ku family events ngezo oba mu kyalo oba wa mwali muki wali okiyayaanidde kokko.
Chengamba that it's not being apart that tuli wamu oba tetwagala kubeera wamu, it's just biseera bigenda. I mean, when our programs and schedules separate us so much, but in principle, tuliwamu. Kasta si jogade buluji. Tuliwamu, we are together as a family, as the family of Milton Obote. Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
About sijitegede bulungi your question. Yeah.
Of course, distance is okubanga weri.
Yes. Not only distance, even timing and that. Yes. Kati soba kubeera wano kati nkyasiriwo. Munno najja. Ne mulala nagenda. So kati olaba omukulu kati ali Somalia akola UN taliyo. Oli Akena katari northern Uganda. Yes, Zeliwano. Opeto simanyi aliwa. But chasiliwo Akena di Kampala. So that is how we live. And it didn't start Kati. It has been based on 12 days to Kubera exile and living away and living apart. Turinga, what is it called? Rivers. What are rivers? Rivers Bajitachi. Now we're to Nyanja, different rivers. Bonna zigenda in their direction. Yeah.
Okay. Wali muvubuka bw'obanga otandika kati kugamba okubeera independent somehow okunoonya ebyokukola okubeera nga olinako nawe byokola nga ggwe omuvubuka oba young adult. Kyali kyakwanguyira okunoonya emirimu oba okunoonya ebyokukola kubanga oli mwana wa mukulembeze oba byakaluubirizamuko given the fact that background ya taata n'ebyabeerawo byonna.
Auntie, a exile. You don't have that opportunity that you want to look for this. Look, turn a passport, turn an ID, okolawa. There's nothing like that. But chikulu kunze nalokoka. Ate sibade na chibuzo so bakubera pastor oba bishop no sinze nebakwano bange bagamba sikitufu chacho ono bizibu bamwitireko kati naduka ku Yesu. It is not true. Eze nalokoka katunda yansanga sinze namusanze yansanga nanchusa dala memfukati pastor or minister of the gospel kati so ebyo byakugamba byakola bya mulimo byachi yunefuka kati mulimo being a man of God serving became my ministry. Yes, became my life, became my work, became my calling, became my responsibility. It's not umsaja kugamba about exile or about refugee talina chonna You can't work, you cannot get an ID, you cannot be employed, you cannot travel. Yes, that's what it means. Yeah, so you're just stateless. Unless you to explain that place is not easy. No. Refugee Tarina Linya, just a number. I did told that you have opportunity to so you learn to survive, you learn to live. Yes, against all odds. In fact, our ulaba manjiga omuntu si kati omuntu alina bintu nayogera no. Kasitaba jjawo zonna tukulabiraho. Yes, your mental strength. Because I want to you can lose your head. Mutwe oba mutima gufa. Abalala bagirika ku mwenge. Abalala bagirika ku drugs. Abalala betuga. Yeah.
Okay.
Abalala betunda. Yes. So all that type of thing. Yes. Bibera woku that condition. So funkunze nalokoka. Ejo chanyamba nyo.
Okay. Kyakuyamba bwoti bugambe kyakuyamba nnyo kugamba kinenge gye kyakyusamu obulamu. Awo tugenda kumawo naye tusooke tukwate ku kkubo lino eri obukulembeze kale. Mutowo ogambe ali Northern Uganda ejakakalabiza emirimu gye. He's a member of parliament and is doing well in leadership. And then abala waliyo kabala bali mu byobukulembeze oba Jimmy Engena Obote kayali. Kati
ye ali ku politics. Balala tebali ku politics at this stage. But nothing stops them to enter politics. Tebali. Mpologoma is allergy. A lion is a lion. It gives birth to lion cubs. Wabagamba, a prince is a prince. It will always be a prince. Will die a prince. So, Tewali, there's nothing that stops, for example, me, Hassan Yaga Dencha. I want to go to politics. I can go. Nothing stops me. The question is now that's the issues of well, can you win? Will you be acceptable? Are you marketable? Why would you be going into politics? Do you think you can contribute? Are you able to? What would be your reasons? And what do you think you can attain? But Nakugambe, Mfudu, Kobe, Mr. Opuk. Yes, he's born in that house. It runs in his in his blood. Ilikumsai. Yeah, so perhaps it's just a question of if there's a need or if there's opportunity. Any of the sons of Obote can run, can stand, and can be. Yes. And obviously our father did not make any distinction that you can and you can't. No, anybody can.
I like that.
Anybody can. Bonna to sobola. Yeah. The
interest doesn't lie there.
I don't know
whether the opportunity presents itself or not.
That question can only be answered in time.
Yeah.
Because nothing stops them. Ogeta mu Kenya. Osanga tulina Oburu Odinga. Tulina Raila Odinga. Tulina Ruth Odinga. Bonna, her sons and daughters to the late Jaramogi Odinga. Bonna balimo politics. Yes. All of them are in politics.
Yes.
Yes, Eric Musai. You go to Moi, tulina Raymond Moi, tulina MP, tulina Gideon Moi. He was a senator, yes, in Kenya. They're both from the Moi family. So, if tomorrow, in Cha, Engena Obote's son is standing, it shouldn't surprise you. Why should it? If he has got what it takes, he's a citizen of Uganda, he's of age, he has the qualifications, he can stand. Tasobola. Ne tugenda maso tulina kati next generation it is hey nongurira Alice Engena maitu encha nagamba agenda ku to stand. Over Joshua. They're all political animals. Bonava bazade kumsai. It's not by choice. Bewakola bulijo. Baingire ku politics te papanyi. It's just the way they live, environment. Kati oyogeranga a fish chenyanja. Kasito ojijawo kumazi efa. But kasito chiteka kumazi, that's where it gets its life. So kasito bakuzadde in the bloodline, family nga yaffe. Then politics is your life. Ochiagala tuchiagate, it's part of you. So it's there's no limitation, or there's nothing that says tewali mulala tasoba kutuka over. No.
Okay.
Anyone, and nothing stops them. Yes, nothing stops them.
Okay.
They're all of age, all are qualified, and if that is it is of good either to them or to those whom they feel they can represent in whatever capacity. Well, it's better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Waliwo kyewakonyeko n'ogamba nti abantu in case nti oba oyingidde mu byobukulembeze oga nti abantu bayinza obutakwagala oba obutayagala muntu nga zze naye ate bayinza omwetaaga. Olowooza embeera tugirina mu Uganda wano?
Yes. Ekyo kikulu nnyo. Kankugambe, for example, nga nze byenyise ku nsi, byenabye ku nsi, puts me in a chinteka ku a very pivotal position. Enteka anti na experiences mpamvu niseko bingi nnyo, nlabye bingi nnyo, bingi I've experienced, I've learned. So I'm an asset in your hand. Chikulu also wakungana because ton jagade. But what is important is not you liking me, it is what I can do for you is what matters. So a voter can make a mistake and vote what they like or want and fail to get what they need. So omanyi magumba tewali gumba emusi important zona zilina responsibility but tulina gumba limu bajita in English is called the spinal cord. You know, it is the only bone that holds all the bones together. Kati tusowa kugamba tulina election encha somewhere, and you stand, I stand, he stands. nze if I'm a voter nze nonya eyogumba bajita spinal cord because kasta echo if it stands then zonna zijja but osobola kugamba katutwale mukono but mukono not joined kati so no gamba here atuse but there was nothing happened. Yes, so gamba tolina sumzo ya luji no kono tia no jikuba tia toso jisuma kati cho yagala and kubufuzi
Olazaliwa bakulembeze betwetaaga niye bakola kugamba bebalina kola. Okay.
So kati ekyo kibeera kizibu kasitola wanga Obote yava akokoro have you been there before? Genda olabe where he came from. In those ku myaka eyo navayo eyo najja eno Buganda in those days na rises from there paka natuka na better prime minister never more the flag. That is divine. Yes, that is divine. The chances and opportunity omuntu aveyo in those days atukewa atuse that's the hand of God. This is not possible. So there is divine. Then there is also what you need. Yeah, it's not what you want. Yeah. There's so much voting is what people want, but voting should be what you need, because if it doesn't translate to my kumbera yange when Lia when Sula when Genda kata then techiamba tukulaba kuna kweyo tukuwa kalulu no Genda emyaka 5 neita tewali chokoze tewali chimfunye tewali chija wange then techiamba what is it for? So the problem is not the person, not you. You voted what you wanted. To kalulu itagende what you need, what to etaga. So the question today Uganda must be looking at is of course time will keep going and Uganda will also keep going, but leaders will come, leaders will go. But it's what we need more than what we want. Yeah, because if it doesn't translate to my welfare and to my well-being, then it's not of any use. 10 yamba kati 10 yamba tekuyamba tetuyamba, then it becomes a problem. Yeah. So chobuza, can any of the Obotes this generation or next generation or generation, yes they can. Baba zadde kubufuzi. It's just like if you are bakuzara kubera ku fisherman. Hey, no sanga kati bona bari ku fishing. Yeah, olaba baindi. Hey, ono ari ku metal works, ono ari ku gold, or mlala ari ku chi. Ne osanga family yonna. That becomes their trade. Yeah, so my answer to you is nothing stops any of them standing at any time, even tomorrow. Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. We have some questions.
Okay.
I think let me go through some of them. Okay. The first one says, Diorichi from Chengera, the sons of Obote and Amin, we are proud of them because their fathers laid a foundation where our nation is still running, and I wish them good life. I don't know, good life, something like that.
Thank you.
Okay. Nagame, good morning. Mwasuze Mutya. Why did President Obote change the countries of exile? First it was Tanzania in 1971 to 1979, then Zambia from 1985. His final day on the second coup, I thought Nyerere would still host him. I am Carlos.
Chitagesa and TV tuwe onakulala tutule to be ogere or to take it or to take it, but take as a being a guest wa Nyerere and being a guest of Kaunda. It is a cost to the country. It is there are many aspects that go to that bring come to such to host you, and the politics of there are many factors that play. So it's not a straightforward yes no. You need to understand the politics of the day. You need to understand the regional politics, international politics, the state of the respective countries, the relationships of why and why not. Yeah. So when you find Obote, Nyerere, Kaunda, they chebadeo a club ajita Mulungushi club ebadeta abo basatu babadeko yo club emu obukwano babatandika da they had the philosophy of ebademu. That's why he was able to go to Tanzania, able to go to Agenda Zambia. Yes, but that question needs time. Yes, and it's a political question. Yes.
Okay. All right. Another person says, "Hello, Stella. Manya gange nze Kalangwa Musa. Mumbuulize nti yennyumiriza okuba mwana wa president oba okusinziira kuba kubyatuukawo kyamukyayisa okuba omwana wa president. Ekirala Uganda agiraba atya okusinziira mu biseera bya President Obote ne bweri kati." Yes, agenda tuwa comparison maasoka wajja kubanga tujyogerako ko naye wano ogambe abuuziza wenyumiza okubeera. Are you proud of, because you've been talking about that, of course, but you maybe give him an answer. Like, are you proud to be a president's son?
I'm not ashamed. I'm not ashamed of my father. I'm not ashamed of his legacy. I'm not ashamed of what he lived for. I'm not ashamed of what he died for. I'm not ashamed of what he represented. I'm very proud of what he did and who he was, and the principles that he inculcated in us that live in me even now. So absolutely no, I'm very proud of being a son to Milton Obote, the person and also the president. I have no qualms whatsoever. Yes, and much of who I am I've picked and learned from his own feet. Yes. Okay. Have you been we have Tubilina? Okay. I've got it from there. So I'm not ashamed. I'm very proud of his legacy, who he was, and what he stood for, and what he attained. Yes. Okay.
You get the values. Nga betugenda mukuwummulamu osobola okutuwaayo ko values that your father byakuteekamu ebikuyambyeko okukola emirimu gy'okutambuza obulamu bwo paka kati. Those values that he instilled in you, that you're still walking with even up to today.
Yes.
Okay, webale nnyo ebibuuzo bannange tubeebaza nnyo mwebale okubuuza, mwebale okwagala okumanya amazima, mwebale okubanga nti ensonga ezimu mwagala omukulu Bishop Engene abeerenga abeerenga akugamba ziramba okulola ensonga ezimu era nga tukyeyongerayokko n'ebibuuzo byammwe, then after tuyongereyo ne program. Kale waliwo era omulala abuuzizza nti okay, onagambye this is my first time to see Obote's other child apart from Jimmy Akena. Oyo agambye gwe mulundi gwe ogusoose okulaba abaana abalala. Okay, onaabuuzizza where is your ministry located? I think you'd rather?
Kumama wafe tulibana.
Okay.
4 boys, but I also have sisters. But to our mother we have 4 boys. I'm the second born, Njewokubi. Akena is the third born. There is another one called Opeto, is the 4th born. Okay. There is an older one, Bambita Akaki, is the 1st born. So to my mama wafe tulibana.
Okay.
But we also have sisters, older than us. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a big family. So, okay.
And as of a ministry, I've been on birthday kati ku kweze njiri kati for some time. So I'm now an overseer of many churches and ministers in different locations across the continent. So that makes me a bishop. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. All right. This one is asking where was your father buried?
Akokoro, Apache, northern Uganda, Lango sub-region, where he was born. He's buried with his grandfather. Yes, he's buried at home where he was born. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Hello, Stella. Bishop Maitum Eddie is an asset to the church and to this nation. Please send my regards. He's a friend. My name is Pastor Fred Bahemuka. You can give him my number. I lost his contacts. He gave his number here. And then Nagamba, thank you, Stella. Your program motivates us. Oh, you're welcome. Welcome, Pastor Fred Bahemuka.
Bitte, Orumva, Ibijiza, Chani. I know who he is.
Oh, you know?
Yes, I know.
That is nice. He has left his number here. Thank you.
I know him.
Pastor Fred, and he will get in touch.
He's an old friend of mine.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, I think almost now over 15 years ago. I haven't seen him for that long also. Yes, I know him.
You guys missed each other.
The ministry is like that. Our paths separate.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. This is okay. No, Nabula Gambia Stella. Okusoka nebaza abaana ba Pulezident Obote okuba humble. Kituufu baba kuza bulungi. Naye mbuuzaayo ekibuuzo kimu ky'otamubuuzizza mu message yange, kiki mu gavumenti ya taata we kyagamba wadde yakola bulungi naye kino yakikola bubi, kyali tekisaanidde. Kola bakulembera nze Kalangwa Musa.
Abuza
kyagamba wadde yakola bulungi naye kino yakikola bubi.
The bad and good things.
Yeah, some of yes, you're proud of him.
You know, if you were to do an kasta to be ograko, you need a lot of time to evaluate the positive and the negatives. At to neku context at politics of that time, we need time. But this is one thing I would say. Just over about, you know, kasta ugenda kumbaga tuvude wano tugenda kumbaga ne batuwa mere ne tulia. When we left tugenze with a good intention and a good expectation, sichecho that tugenda kumbaga, tugenda kusanyuka, tugenda we're going to be happy. Is that correct? Kati no chuka onolia mere Stella.
Yes.
And then by mistake, not by mistake, of the mere so tugambia walide pepe ngaya ba Nigeria. No jilia. And you're not, Robuto is not used to that pepe. No tanaka kudukana. You understand me? Over only come to your tongue is your mouth not used to, and then you feel like vomiting. Yeah, it does not mean that your intentions were bad. Chitegeza that what could have been good turned out badly, but the intentions were good. But that does not mean kati doesn't mean bagazona kati this is not okay. Yeah. I just once went off. So in government, especially when you're talking of young African governments which have just taken over, there was a lot of trial and error. There were mistakes that were made, or there were approaches that were wrong, or there's some things that required time. So the question that Bambuza to evaluate, we look at it from retrospect. Tutute katina tutuna mabega. Twazimba chino, chino techigenze bulungi. This one didn't work well. This one had indigestion. This one had stomach problem. But the intentions and the objectives were necessarily for good, not for bad. But unfortunately it didn't work. But the next time we go, we'll probably put less pepper or do it better. For example, I think the question they're trying to ask is the 1966 crisis between the, that is where they are going to. But I'm also saying these are two young men who are together trying to forge a path together. And whatever they were trying to attain, both indigestion, something didn't work out well. But even now today we have a new constitution. It's still embracing both sides. The same sentiments have not necessarily changed, but they've been improved in a new constitution. Okay. So you can't fault one or fault the other. It's better to see it as a growing nation grappling with its their difficult nationalities, trying to march together in order to forge unity back in the muscle. Okay. Yes.
Thank you. Okay. This is Carlos Mugalula. He asks, do you still receive some package from the government by virtue of their position, for your position as first family?
The constitution of Uganda today states or does not accommodate directly families after 1995. It takes effect from now onwards. From 1995 going forward, not 1995 going backwards. Yes, that's the constitution.
So where does that? That's
the constitution. That is the constitution. For example, if you went to Kenya, Tanzania, Zambia, the constitution, I mean, their constitution has allowed from their first presidents to date that the state is responsible for the welfare and the well-being. Yes.
Of the family.
That is the standing position. For Uganda, it is the same, but begins in 1995 constitution. Okay. Doesn't go backwards, goes forward. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you so much. Okay. What we have is the government says is aliwo obulizo isemo nejo laba olunaku olwaleero eriwo olunaku olwaleero gwe biki byolabamu byosobola okulamba okululakoko?
Ekyo kibuuzo you can't answer it. Can't compare. It's, for example, if you have a child who was growing, badde omwana muto nafuna natuka nabera youth nabera adult muto nabera mid nagenda maso, the needs differ. Baby kati tunonya napi, diapers, matter. But yakuze katono, now our needs have changed. Yes. So countries are the same. You can't compare 2025 Uganda with 1962. Yeah. I mean, Mutandikawa, Tandikane population. We are almost a metropolitan now. Numbers alone. Education. Ani abadi asomye then. It is very hard to make those comparisons. But what can be compared is the great things that were done in different dispensations. So in different dispensations. There will obviously be things that we cherish and we celebrate as Ugandans.
Like?
So you know, that's why I'm saying that I'm sure those who are born in the 60s have their testimony of how things look like in Uganda. Those who are born in the 70s also have their say. Those who are born in the 80s have their say. Those born in the 90s, 20s, 25. It's a very different world. So the Chebambuza, to compare the governments, to compare, and of course, management style is different. Everybody is different. The way they do things, yes. So it's a very difficult question to compare the governments and the challenges. Kati ngaba gamba monkeypox, oba COVID, oba HIV, AIDS. I mean, a government that's met AIDS when it first came. AIDS killed people. AIDS killed people in thousands. There was no wisdom to manage it at that time. Now people have AIDS and they live full lives. So it's very difficult to sit here, me, and say that let's compare the governments. Yeah, what are we comparing?
Okay, I think we can get one thing, maybe freedom of speech. Okay.
Freedom of speech.
Yes. How was it back then?
You know now, let me give an example why I'm saying comparison is very hard. If you wanted to meet me, as we get it to interview, Chebade Retaga, he write me a letter a month ago. Hey, Nengamba to sing Kenewano NTV Kunakoino. Nage, I also reply you. A month, yes. To ask to meet today.
In a month?
In a month. So the question about freedom of speech or what? I mean, the internet is rife. I want to buy your girdle. People are talking. Yeah, and not necessarily sensibilities. People are free, they're talking. Yeah. So again, that's what I'm saying. And in our time, there was no avenue like internet. Internet. So when you say people are talking, how? What's the medium? We only had a newspaper. Yes, television would come in from evening to midnight.
10 p.m.
Yeah. So on what basis? So when you talk about freedom of speech, I mean, we're living in very different dispensations. Yeah, on the phone now, we're sitting in an interview, somebody's, in those days, this interview, who would have written? And for you to have had it, to read it, it's not there. This is real time. And this thing can be beamed on YouTube or somewhere, that somebody in the US somewhere is listening to us now. Yeah, so
technology is advanced.
Yeah, so when you say freedom of speech, I think, and then also the type of our growing up, I mean, as a nation, as a people, we're more liberal. We were conservative. It is out-mannered for you as a young person anyhow. You're telling them pizza. People talk freely, so it's a different dispensation. So how do you compare freedom of speech?
Okay. Katukwata ebintu byonna ebiriwo kati. Internet, amasimu, teknologiya, ebyenjawulo. Tubikukwase ne mu kaseera kali. Kangize emyaka nga maybe asatu emabega or something. And given the fact that embeera eriwo mu ggwanga eyakati, abaana b'abakulembeze bagenda ku mikutu ne ba expressing how they feel. How would you do it differently? Okubanga maybe olina kiwemulugunya oba olina obutakkaanya na muntu wandikikoze otya naye nga buli kimu kirina internet technology byonna amasimu byonna weebiri.
Nice question. Chankankubuze. What this bamwita ni Waswahili bamwita kono kono. Watamla wati. Is it a chameleon? Bamwita ni. Ati oyo. Kasita muliro gujja. If fire comes, kasita muliro gujja. The chameleon must change his walking style. Kasita muliro gujja.
Tasoba ngaluli.
Achusa. Otherwise, ejamu yocha. We live in different dispensations. It would have been out of, in our day or time, to be out of tongue or out of, to be free. Even if you have an opinion, you share it at home in our day. Yes. But today, my son, he will give me his opinion openly. And that doesn't mean he's rude. He's talking his heart. Yes. So there's expected code of conduct because of the status or position that you hold. There is a code of conduct. That is how you should conduct yourself or how you should walk. But we live in a very different dispensation now.
Okay.
Yes.
We do.
So, yes.
But everything given to you at that time, if it was there, being the president's son, if there were things in maybe leadership here or in the opposition there, or somehow in the national matters of national importance that you were not agreeing with, or that you had something to say about.
Stella Kakugambe, in all these questions, hypothetical questions, we miss content.
Okay.
For example, 30 years ago, how old would I have been? So if you want to take it back to that time, and so the issues of context, and the politics of that day and the politics of this day is very different. Yeah, there was no room or avenue to Tewali Kubo that you'd have where. Maybe privately, but not publicly, because there was no avenues for that. Yeah, we're living in different times.
Kale, tuwe comment hiyo ibigenda maso mugwanga right now.
Sanyo senyo, I mean, the challenges of every generation and every dispensation will be there, and those who have the obligation, responsibility, will be charged to do what they need to do. They're in the office. It's like I could be a pilot, but I'm not flying. Stella, you are the one flying. Go Vuga. So I must trust you. I must trust you that you know where you're going and you're able to maneuver your way and carry your passengers to their destination. Yes. I know, as a man of God, when I pray, sisoba kusaba go opposition ate wa government, no, God the Father of all. They're all His children. They may have different opinions or viewpoints or positions, but when they were chosen, they are different opinions. But the Father shines the light, the sun, to all of them. Yeah, so I'm trying to get a kudamu without necessarily being controversial or trying to because the prayer is Uganda must win. Yeah. At the end of the day, Uganda must win. Yes, that is what it should be. We must win, because should we fall, yes, particularly those who have not seen war, and those who have not been in exile, and those who have not been refugees, who have no idea, then that is a road nobody should go through.
Okay.
Yeah.
As we are winding up, no one's who is the values starters you take comes out up to the just outline, just mention this a couple of them, maybe 2, 3, then we wrap up the show.
Integrity, dignity, those 2 words, integrity and dignity of an African.
That was it. Wow. Okay. See, but I want to have a bishop. Name ministry. We will start about the ministry and then to go.
Antigo Badovuka. Since
just second. I mean, that you can be this Kazoka ministry. Date.
We thank God.
Yeah.
We thank God that His love is unconditional and has allowed us to go to so many nations, so many homes, so many families, to tell them that He does not only love us, He loves us far much more, that He gave us His Son to lay down His life to reconcile us to Him. Eternity is real. We're here for a very short time. If there's one thing that you must be certain is your name in the book of life.
The rest.
Everything else is vanity. I have been a son of a president. I have seen it on the mountaintop. I've seen it in the valleys. I've met everybody. I've gone everybody. There's nothing I've not seen. There's nothing I've not experienced. And by God's mercies and grace, I've also experienced the valley bottom. And one thing remains true. If you don't accept this open invitation in the Son of God, Jesus Christ, you will meet an eternity that has no exceptions beyond this time. So, nsanyuse nnyo okubeera wano.
Tuwa your life lesson mu byonna by'oyiseemu by'okuliddemu gy'obadde peaks and valleys. Just give us one life lesson and then we close.
Be humble.
Be humble.
Don't exalt yourself. Be humble.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Bishop. It's been lovely having Bishop Engena Stanley Edward Omwana, or former president of Uganda. Yes, Milton Obote. Bwatyo embozi bwagitambuza bwetyo wetambudde ne katusubire oyina byoyizeemu. Life lesson eno ekutteko nnyo. Be humble and don't exalt yourself. Ate nekirala agambye munne tukolera ggulu ffenna. Sekyo tukolera ggulu naye nga Mukama bankuumire. Wiiki yakatandika Mukama tusobozesa okukola ate n'ebisingawo. Kale, bye.